So I wanted to go swimming in this lake, and my stepmother came out and told me that I couldn't swim in the lake because it was too dangerous, and we got in a really big argument about it, and I was really mad, and I ended up getting in the water anyways and started swimming around. And everything was okay until I realized that something was following me. So I got really scared, and I jumped out of the water as quick as I could and looked behind me, and this fish was coming toward me, it was coming at me. So I reached down and I grabbed this fish out of the water and was looking at it, and I was just like, it was so beautiful. So I yelled for my dad and my stepmom to come out, and my dad came, and I'm like, look at this fish I just caught, and we're so excited, and he grabbed it and threw it on the ground and stuck his thumbs in the fish's eyes, and I was just like shocked, like, oh my God, what are you doing? And I just started screaming, and I just took off into the forest and started screaming because I knew like it was my fault. I shouldn't have showed my dad this fish. Now it's gonna be our dinner, but if I hadn't have shown the fish off, then it could still be my pet in the water. I think this dream is really significant because I had it around the same time that I kind of decided that I want to look more into being a video therapist. And I've been trying to convince people, or tell some of my friends and family that this is what I want to do and that it's really going to happen, and they just don't seem as enthusiastic as I do about it. And I think my dream was telling me that I don't need to convince them that I'm going to be doing this. I don't need to let that get in the way. I just need to go for it and do it. And that's what I think my dream was kind of telling me.
I have other kinds of dreams where they're predictive dreams, like the subconscious awarenesses of the multiple patterns that unfold around us all the time. Sometimes, like when you're sleeping, your brain or your body or whatever supernatural thing you might believe in will take those patterns and project them into the future and then present them to your conscious mind in the form of a dream. And I have had dreams where I wake up and what I dreamt happens.
I was visiting my friend in the hospital. I don't remember exactly like why he was there or like what had happened, but the next morning, when I woke up, I found out that the friend that was in my dream, the day before had like gotten in an accident, and he was in the hospital. And so the next day, I was actually visiting my friend in the hospital, and it was just kind of like the same scene that had played out in my dream. This says a lot about, whether or not dreams are subject to the same, laws of time and space.
There are other kinds of dreams where I am myself, but the world around me is something flexible.
A bunch of kids and I were at a school, and we had this like block of cement that we had to like use telepathic or our powers to sort of like mold the block of cement like without using our hands. And so we were doing that. It was like almost like an art class, but it was like a weird art class. And so we were doing that, and I was making the little stone sculpture, and then we heard this like scream coming from the forest, because we lived in this like very secluded place, and everybody was really surprised. And so all of a sudden, this kid in our class starts like having like seizures and like gets on the ground and starts like spazzing out. And what I found out that he was an empath. His power was he was really in tune like to how people felt. And so the scream, which I could see, was like this lady was screaming from like the forest like edge, and she was in this like little shack, and this murderer was like killing her, and he was skinning her alive. And like that's what the boy was feeling, what the woman was feeling, and that's why he was like spazzing out. And so we got like scared, and we suddenly like left the school, and all of a sudden we were on this bus out of like nowhere, and like we were going somewhere, and then that's where it sort of like where I last remember. And I think maybe all the books that I've been reading on like really influenced my dreams.
So like I've been in experiences where, you know, I was walking along, like I was in school or something, and people just started transforming into these terrifying creatures that with like snarling teeth and glaring eyes and sharp fingernails, and I was like, whoa, this is not part of reality. So at that point I had the ability to manipulate the things around me with my mind, you know, throw desks against walls with a gesture of my hand and shoot lightning bolts from my fingertips and turn people into stone and stuff, because I broke the rules back. When the rules break, I break them back. And that's what I do in some kinds of dreams.